My name is Manish Jain and I'm from BM 2005 batch. And prior to coming here from Mumbai, I did my accountancy. So Excel gave me a platform to, I would say, widen my thinking beyond just the debits and credits. I learned, many other subjects like operations, marketing. I got to meet people from around the country. I think it just, widened the horizons. And although I worked because that was the requirement then, I think probably post a decade or so, I always thought that I needed to start something on my own. And how did I become an entrepreneur? I think it was both a head and heart combo. So it was also making sense on the domain that I entered, which is sustainability, climate action. But somewhere I think seeing all around, it was also to do something meaningful, and that's where my co-founder and I thought of starting Invent. I think it's a need of the hour. So sustainability, just that way, it's not a good to have. It should not be yet another chapter in the, let's say, annual report or some disclosure. It is very core to the business. Just the way we study finance, we study HR, we study operations, and we realize that the whole business linkages with these functions. Sustainability, in fact, is an amalgam of all this. I would say it encompasses, it is nothing new. So the three elements, which the other side of sustainability, which is ESG, or the new acronym which probably investors use to measure it and to track it, which entails environment, social and governance pillars. I would say all of this is, nothing new. There was always the human capital as a function which got evolved into the social. There was always cost effectiveness and being responsible by, let's say, doing better waste management, treating water and resources better, or even governance, which, most of the investors or companies, even I would say the listed entities, are subject to that. So it's nothing new. It's just, I would say, put in a better packaging where it is measured so that it is not fuzzy or left. Just the way we track financial performance, now there is a way to measure or track non-financial performance. And that's where, the whole importance of sustainability and ESG comes in. The reason why sustainability, or it's just the right way to do business. In a world where resources are shrinking, in a world where we realize that there is a greater need for accountability and transparency, in a world where there is a real problem of climate action or climate change, I think it's not an option. And even for smaller companies to do the companies that look themselves, in the long term to be performing, to be sustainable, it is one of the, I would say, core aspects. Just the way a company thinks that we should raise effective and low cost finance, just the way we should attract talent and retain them, or we should have a cost effective operations, or we should keep growing in terms of newer markets, newer geographies, increasing the prices. Same way, sustainability encompasses all of them. In a business, we evaluate, let's say, the performance, and that's where the conventional lens looks at it. If I just go and imagine a virtual profit and loss. So you look at the top line where you have to increase your markets, you have to reduce your cost, and then you also not only have to enhance your capital, you also have to conserve it. Let's take it one by one. So if I look at the top line, there is the concept of newer markets, because a lot of business models are transitioning towards, I would say, sustainable products, services, and at both B2B, B2C, B2B2C levels. So one is clearly new markets, deepening your existing customers, deepening the wallet. And I'm now strictly looking from a business angle, but deepening the wallet of your existing customers who are looking at more responsible suppliers, having a greater percentage of their procurement budget, and also paying a premium or a premiumization due to a better responsible product. So this is clearly on the top line. When I come on to the cost element, so there is obviously the operating margins. You use less resources, you have more circularity in your operations, you use less materials, you have better energy efficiency, you have renewable energy, which is anyways a cheaper source today in India, and likewise. So the other element of sustainable operations is cost savings. So your operating margins. Second is not only in your direct operations, but also in your value chain. So what a large company or investor can do is drill this down into their value chain to do the same. And the third is a link to the cost of financing because of more advanced and nuanced products now, and the appetite by responsible investors to channelize their funds into more responsible and I would say sustainable businesses. You get some green link finances which is at a cheaper rate. I think B-school education, where most of the people, most of the students will turn out to be the future leaders, it needs to be part of the core curricula, just the way there is HR, there is finance, there is operations or IT. I think it should be, and many schools are already doing it. I think the trend has started, but more than a trend, I think it's a need for the next 2-3 decades. Till the time I think we collectively solve this problem or try to solve this problem around being more sustainable in our business ops. I think it holds a very strong opportunity and a long runway for jobs and for career prospects for students, not only at the UG level but also at masters and for MBA students.